welcome to this video and my channel. A little while ago I posted something on Facebook stating, how did we get to this point? How things have changed in the last 15 years, 10 to 15 years. What I was actually referring to was, from a psychological point of view, just pure manipulation. And I'll explain where I'm coming from with this. So, I have been applying for some contract work, and to sort of supplement what I'm doing with Indigo Insight. And I, like how a lot of other people, have got a CV. You've got a CV which basically gives you, or gives a potential employer an idea of your experience and your skill set and your history. Now, let's face it, I'm over 30 years old, and so CVs, the last time I really did anything with my CV must be well over 15 years ago. So probably nearer 20 years ago. And so I was just quite actually amazed. I went to one of my clients who happens to be a recruitment agency, and they sort of looked at my CV and said, well, you can't give out a CV like that anymore. And I had traditionally listed out, like I'd done a statement, and then listed my employment history, as it were, and contracts. I do contracts for people, so I had got like a list of contracts, and sometimes I'd worked part-time for companies on a long-term basis, as it were, part-time as in 1.5 days or 2 days a week for a length of period, a length of time. And you can't do that anymore. People are not interested in your statement anymore. Listing all of your employment history is, although you kind of, not legally, but although you have a requirement, a need to sort of say where you worked, but because a lot of my work has been contract, I have to manipulate the type of work and the type of people that I've worked for in order, and I have to manipulate it for every job that I potentially want to work for, every contract that I want to try and win. And I remember the days when people used to look at a CV and go, wow, this person's got a lot of experience, we need this person. I've got a wide range of experience, and I've got different experience in different types of businesses and such, like different markets and whatever. And now you can't put that in there anymore. And I just kept saying, the person that I was with, I've known him for quite a long time, 20 plus years. And so I said, but this is lying. And he went, well, yeah, kind of. And I just thought, wow, and he went on to explain the reason. The reason is because we've got, teenagers or 20 plus people who work as a consultant, a recruitment consultant. Again, I can't get my head around that word consultant, because in my opinion, a consultant is somebody who's got many years of experience and has got to the level where they can consult and advise other people. But apparently now, an 18-year-old person working in a recruitment agency can be called a consultant. And maybe that's a different understanding of the word consultant, because anyway. So apparently these consultants don't have time to read CVs. And I just thought, wow. So they're acting as an agent to try and place people in a position or with a company, and they haven't got time to read a person's CV. because all they want to do is scan the front page to find out whether you've got the necessary skills and buzzwords, and I will keep mentioning that word from now on, buzzwords, that fit the buzzwords in the job description. So nowadays it's not about your level of experience and your skill set and your qualifications, your accreditations and such like. It's all about whether you've got the right buzzwords in your CV to match the job description. Even the job title, you know, the job title, in my opinions now, I mean, people give themselves obscure job titles, and the guy that I was speaking to basically said, you know, okay, so with your experience, you've probably got and can cover about 8 different job titles. And I just thought, wow. So then I asked him, why is this happening? And he said, basically, because now people's knowledge base is much smaller nowadays. So young people coming out with a degree in sciences or whatever, degree in something, is not applicable to anything that they usually get a job in. Like, for instance, I've just seen the profile of somebody who's got a science degree in applied sciences for something or other. I can't remember, but I mean, you know, has obviously got a degree, a young person, and they are working in a teddy bear making shop. And I just thought, wow. So what's the point in getting a degree on a scientific level, and you've ended up working as a teddy bear maker in a retail store? And I just kind of thought, and then the penny dropped, and then I just thought, well, you know, this would explain one of the things that I come across personally, and I don't want it to come across as being bragging or anything, but I have worked hard all of my life to be certified, accredited, get my qualifications. I've got more certificates than I know what to do with, and more, you know, and then none of them have gone to waste. They've all been applied and used, and they've been part of my career in one form or another. And I constantly get told I'm overqualified. I'm overqualified. And I said to this chap, so what do I do about that? And he said the same thing. He said, you're overqualified in any job that you want to, or you were doing before, maybe 15, 20 years ago, full time. He said, you are now perceived to be overqualified for those roles. And so he said to me, you've got to dumb down your CV. You've got to cut out a large part of your CV and just put forward the bits that will get you the job. And I just thought, wow. And I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe it. But this is the world that we live in. Because when you go for a job now, there aren't just maybe, 40 or 50 people anymore. You could get hundreds or potentially thousands of people applying. And so a recruitment consultant, that's 21 years old and spends 80% of their time looking at their phone all day long, hasn't got time to look through 200 CVs to place you in a job. So unless you've got the right buzzwords in your CV or your proposal, you get skimmed. And I said, but surely they're missing out on the fact that they could be getting people, without sounding big-headed again, like myself, who are more than qualified to do a particular job and very enthusiastic and reliable and passionate about doing he said, they don't care. They don't care because all they're scanning for are the buzzwords. If you haven't got the right buzzwords in your CV to match the job description, you ain't going to get the job. Full stop. You're not even going to get looked at. So I just thought that was something to share, really, how things have changed. You know, how applying for jobs has changed. How people like myself who are 40 plus are overqualified now. We're overqualified and perceived to be a jack of all trades. And I got told that by a young person. Because they didn't know, they couldn't comprehend that I could have so many qualifications and certifications in different, you know, areas of work that I do. Couldn't comprehend it, didn't know what to do with it, didn't know what it meant even, because I didn't have the right buzzwords. I just thought it was really interesting how, you know, how we are skimming over things now. We're not really looking at people properly and understanding people properly now. We are looking on the surface, which again kind of fits in with today's society, unfortunately. And I can really fully understand why an awful lot of young people now are stressed, anxious, depressed, unhappy with the environment and the society that they're living in. And this is one of the things that I want to address. I want to kind of sort out, because I don't think it's right, personally. I don't think it's right at all. So I'm on a quest. I thought I'd share this with you today. Just an interesting topic. And if you have any feedback on anything, then I'd really welcome your feedback on our Facebook page. Okay, thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you again soon.